This is the Sergey Kovalev still pre-Andre Ward fight. The expectation is he'll knock Shabranski out.
And Kovalev begins the fight with a hard right hand to the chest of Slava Shabranski. Normally, I would regard a height advantage like that of Shabranski as a big asset in the fight, but given that he wants to be the body puncher here, and that Kovalev is a long-armed fighter with a hard... Where did you say, Max? Over the left eye?
The right eye.
Right eye.
Wait, yeah, the right eye.
Keep an eye on that.
One thing I don't like, Jim, when Shabranski punches, it seems like his mouth is open. So if he gets caught on that jaw, it's easily to get a broken...
Good jab by Kovalev. Aware that Shabranski believes he can hurt him with body punches, and sure enough, Kovalev gets rocked backward on a shot to the chest.
A big jab. They traded jabs, I believe.
And one of the things that happens when a fighter is stopped.
Hard right hand by Kovalev, and down goes Shabranski. Shades of round 2 against Andre Ward.
6, 7, 8. Okay.
Things that happens when a fighter gets stopped is it emboldens his opponents. Shabranski fighting much bolder in a much more kind of aggressive way than many of Kovalev's opponents. I know that's his style anyway, but he's still coming forward into Kovalev's power.
Another right hand, another stunning shot. Down goes Shabranski, down twice in round number 1.
4, 5.
Whatever Kovalev
6,
did in
7,
response to the losses to Ward
me.
seems to have been a positive step. This is a tremendous start for the Russian star. And he steps in and fires a body shot. An intelligent choice after the 2 knock.
He see Kovalev with a glancing blow over the top that basically knocked Slava off balance and knocked him down to show you how strong the crusher is, because that was only half of a landed punch. The second one was a little bit more clean, right over the top of the jab. Beautiful right hand, then another right hand right there, followed by a left hook, and that sent him down again. The second knock.
Time in.
Doubling the average for the division. And now he jabs to the body twice to set the tone for round number 2.
What Kovalev showed in that first round, which is
Another hard right hand,
is that, yeah, the opponents are maybe bolder now because he's been stopped. But that means
knockout was January of 16 against... There's the jab, long jab, and when he extends that jab and brings the right hand behind it, there's nothing you take the shot. Jabbing to the chest again, as he did early in the first round.
That's all we ever seen him do, like that. He has a big heart. He believes in himself, and he tried to get you out of there.
Guys who have been in the gym with Shabranski, including Bernard Hopkins, say he's a very hard puncher. But Kovalev is one of the hardest punchers alive.
4, 5,
Something he's proven in the past and is proving again here. Third knockdown in the first 2 rounds.
You all right? Yes. You sure? Yes. All right.
Referee Harvey Dock asking twice to be sure that Shabranski feels he's okay. Shabranski providing the predictable answer. Hard right hand to the body by Kovalev, and I love the way Kovalev is going back to the body after knocking Shabranski down with upstairs punches. This is a smart fight, Roy Jones.
Yes, the referee needs to get him out of there now.
We're done. We're done here.
Yeah, the referee should.
And Harvey Dock is going to stop it. A tremendous comeback.
So, Jim, anybody who stands right there, you see the jab, the right hands over the top. You cannot stand there with him. He's too good of a puncher. He earned that nickname, the Crusher, for a reason. Jab, overhand right again. Big crushing right hand constantly was a problem for Shabranski.
I like the little shoulder feints to set up the right hand. He had Shabranski on a string, moving him where he wanted him to go.
Any way he wanted him to go, he kept that attack up. He didn't forget the left hook this time.
And this was a good stoppage by Harvey Dock. There was no reason to go 5 more seconds in that fight.
Not at all.
Kovalev has heavy hands. You know, some guys just have it, where they can hit you without it looking like they get much on the shot, but the opponent reacts like they do.
have a different sound than other people's punches. He winds up looking considerably shorter in the ring, and Kovalev looks like...
Makes it not so hard to find him either.
And if you're punching down at your opponent, you get that tiny bit of added leverage, which can put a little bit more power on the punch, too.
And he doesn't seem to pick off shots with his arms.
They're still organizing
to his corner. Like he wasn't really well. Something is definitely getting to him. Like he threw a good left hand.
Puncher's shots and get a decision. If Michalkin's a top,
who was his friend in the amateurs and who doesn't have any weapons with which to compete.
Oh, good shot.
12.
what makes it seem to be a matter of time is, and the damage done by his shots is simple.
Michalkin had nothing to do with it. I'll give him credit, yes.
Like right there, good overhand left.
A good body shot. There you go. A good body shot by Igor Michalkin. That is for Igor Michalkin. First chance. Getting better. And I really thank you, Roy, for keeping me honest on the competitiveness of Igor Michalkin, because I was all too willing to completely give up on this early.
Well, he has a winning record against Beterbiev in the amateurs.
Beat him 3 out of 4.
He can obviously box.
That's why we want to see these guys meet over here on professional ground and not amateur ground.
Been in South Florida, hanging out in sunshine.
37, Sergey Kovalev. I tell you, Jim, if he's not the best light heavyweight in the world, he certainly is close, you know? The guy's a terrific fighter. I love that lead right hand he throws. I mean, you know, you keep your eye on that. Every so often, you know, he throws the right hand first, and then throw a left jab first. But this guy throws those lead right hands, and he does a lot of damage. 3-0, Sergey Kovalev.
Good left hand by Kovalev. He's aware he's in a power deficit, so sometimes Michalkin is trying.
Sometimes when he throws those punches, at least they'll count to make him stay like that.
Got countered with the left hand. Tonight, he's in the 5th round against former star from Russia, Dmitry Bivol, who has a time start to finish with great combination punching speed as he faces the southpaw counterpuncher.
Jim, you mentioned at the end of the last round, it's impossible to sit in this arena tonight and not compare what Kovalev is doing to what Bivol.
It's hard to say, Max, because first of all, that Bivol had a little bit more of a difficult task. But if that Bivol could hit Kovalev as much as this Michalkin's hitting him,
yep,
I would definitely go Bivol.
Seems to me like Bivol has been
necessarily a threat to him, whereas Bivol had a threat.
And now, Michalkin careening around the ring. Kovalev at first kind of watched to see.
You know, he fights like a real fighter. He knows what he's risking. He knows that he doesn't have the pop to keep this guy off.
I can't say I'd be shocked to see this, but I could still see.
But he's fighting like he wants to win, like I believe he can.
Good shot.
What a left-hand shot by Igor Michalkin.
Dang it, man.
If he had power, Kovalev would go the distance. Let's see how crazy I am. Got the legs that might keep him in there.
Now he's cut
up. Now there's too much blood. Cuts are showing up on Michalkin's face, and Kovalev seeing that.
See Kovalev land a straight right hand followed by a good hook. That cross jab that he always throws, I'm sure that's what caused the cut, because he has a very...
He was watching the big screen monitor in the corner between rounds, and he had a grimace on his face.
Yeah, okay. Over here, Poppy. Over here. Over here. Okay.
And the doctor and Steve Willis have decided to allow Michalkin to continue, at least for the moment. Harold, how do you have it scored so far?
Okay, Jim, I got it 6-0, 60-54, Sergey Kovalev. I tell you something, Jim, no doctor got a lot of heart. This guy's
a guy in a movie fight with blood all over his face.
An amateur and a good pro, giving his best effort with a belt on the line against a guy who, by the way, was stopped 2 fights ago.
And was able to do against Kovalev in the second fight. Isn't there going to come a night somewhere along the way, Roy Jones, when somebody...
My guy's trying this hard, though. It's very hard.
Well, he has heart and will.
Exactly.
Time.
They tell me.
Only the doctor. Only
He goes to the corner.
We're done.
And Steve Willis is waving it off.
And still the WBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Kovalev.
So the Crusher performing tonight as the Cutter.
Thank you very much.
Going over the rules in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
All he had to do is hit anybody like that, Max, because he's such a heavy-handed guy, like you say. But the thing about Kovalev is that he doesn't have shocking left hooks. He has a good right hand, but his left hook is not shocking. That's why Andre could beat him so easy. And a body shot like that, they just got caught with.
Pitching power is not going to be one of them. That is what you have.
And it definitely has never been one of those problems.
He hasn't had too many problems as a pro either.
He sees Alvarez reaching forward for the jab with the right hand.
The right hand and the left hook, and now the left hook is the money weapon for him. He wants to land the big one.
Oh, good shot by Alvarez. That hurt Kovalev a little bit.
Yeah, and he landed one before that Kovalev walked through, but it was really accurate.
There was another one, the one you don't see. Like that one right there had he landed.
Defense.
I don't like Kovalev's look right now, Max. Comes undone, then all the blame he put on John David Jackson will go out the window.
Wait, stop, let him go. Help.
Alvarez is making Kovalev reach, and then when Kovalev gets inside, he's tying him up. And Alvarez...
You see, he later landed a jab, followed by a decent right hand, was a little high on his jaw. If it would have been on the chin or lower...
A tactical battle, and it would pose some questions for both Kovalev and Tristan Pilato.
Meantime, Kovalev is usually a very confident fighter, you know, an arrogant fighter even before his fights in the meetings with us. And usually doesn't really worry about the opponent, no matter who it is. But before this fight, he was very respectful of Alvarez. Recognized.
Another good jab by Alvarez before.
Except
like
maybe
that.
against John Pascal, by comparison.
Big Alvarez does a really good job, work with that jab, I mean. Perfect jab right there, catches Kovalev before he gets started. Then it comes right back again later in the round. Right when you see Kovalev getting ready to start, boom. Pops with that jab, throws everything Kovalev is doing off limit, off timing. And they exchange.
Jim, I think that, you know, he's landing the harder punches and he's coming forward.
Interesting.
But I agree with Harold. They're competitive rounds, but I think Alvarez is...
Last punch going out, when they go exchange...
Volume as his antidote to the problem. He's trying to throw more punches than Alvarez and keep the pressure on.
Smartest thing he can do.
Now Kovalev is landing, I think, really for the first time in the fight.
And I think he might have hurt Alvarez with a right-hand shot. Alvarez comes back with determination.
The keys to the fight. Can Alvarez get his respect? Can he take Kovalev's power? Kovalev's landing some huge shots, and Alvarez is taking them so far.
And shouting at Kovalev as he does.
Told him, come on. Oh, good shot by Kovalev. Good hook by Kovalev.
Alvarez may want to tighten up the defense right now.
Yep.
Instead of showing excited here.
This is good fight.
Boxing returns to Atlantic City.
Good fight, Jim. They're exchanging. Oh, good hook by Kovalev.
Sergey's having a big round with power punches.
Good body shot by
The Crusher may be back. Hard left hook to the body by Kovalev.
Oh, good body shot.
Looking for another right hand upstairs as he...
This fight going back and forth. This round, you see Kovalev land a jab, followed by a good short overhand right that went right behind Alvarez's gloves, right on the chin. Then Kovalev, remembering to go to that body, throws a beautiful straight right hand to the body right there, followed by a big left hook.
Against a very good defensive fighter.
And now Elena got to start. I like to see Alvarez use that jab a little bit more like he was earlier.
Good left hook again by Kovalev. Alvarez has managed round 4.
Spent a lot of gas around 4, Jim. Spent a lot of gas around 4. Good right. Oh, good jab.
Is aware.
Well, the good thing is that with Crypto Gold, they have replay here, video replay, so that's a good thing. Just go back and look.
Box responsibly, and many people feel he won his result.
Good body shot by Kovalev. You see the two come together. As they come together, the Crusher's head hits later Alvarez right up under that left eye as they back away.
5, Sergey Kovalev. I think that, you know, he's landing the hardest shots. He's doing more damage, and I think he's winning the rounds. They're close, but Kovalev is...
In that fight, Jim, was both guys were capable in this fight of knocking each other out.
In the second Ward fight, Ward seemed to break Kovalev.
Oh, there you go. Kovalev on a colossal right-hand shot by Eleyder Альварез. And I mean, he cold-cocked him with that right hand.
And he might not make it out this round.
Kovalev was shivering as he went down. That was a colossal punch. And here comes Альварез. Uppercut lands with the right hand. Jab lands for Альварез.
Kovalev is done, Jim.
Right hand again. Kovalev in big trouble.
If he has
find a way to move his feet. Альварез has him right where he wants him. Can he put the finishing touches on? Crowd is going wild in Atlantic City. The Crusher in big trouble. Oh, round number 7. Down for a second time. Referee David Fields is known to give fighters a lot of rope. Fields is not a quick stoppage guy.
No, this fight cannot continue.
No, Kovalev's legs are done.
Kovalev is done.
Fields is not going to stop it. I'll bet you a dime to a dollar. He's going to let him continue.
This is outrageous.
This has to be a stoppage. Upset victory for Eleyder Альварез. Look at this.
First shot comes the overhand right, Jim. Boom. And that took Kovalev out of the game. That ruined it for Kovalev. He was starting to get fatigued already. His legs were gone, but the overhand right really did it for him. Right high on the chin, but a beautiful landing shot by Eleyder Альварез.
A temple shot.
A temple shot.
Now here's knockdown number 2.
There's a left hook that took him out, followed by a good straight right hand. That definitely took Kovalev down.
Now, we all felt that Fields should stop the fight at this point, but I knew his past record and I knew he wouldn't.
And there was an overhand right miss, followed by another left hook to the head and right hand through the cross. That's the second knockdown, I think. When a fighter falls on his arm like that, Jim, it's usually about over.
And here's the third knockdown.
Overhand right.
Another right hand around the guard.
Left hand up the middle. And that'll do it.
And finally, Fields gets the message. And Eleyder Альварез has seized Sergey Kovalev.
I was gonna like it.
He's my name now.
It's only this way, but
yeah.
Next.
For a long time.
Look here, guys.
Now.
I'm sorry. You're good. All right, Gordy. All right.
Last fight it was taller. What happened? Or I grew up, or you got a smaller.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
With Andre Ward and continue through to what we saw against Альварез. Or will Crusher show that there's one last chapter left to be written in this?
Moving backwards. He's a natural counterpuncher. Warm up. So, you know,
I feel like we see that a lot in boxing today. You know, 70s, 80s.
Positioning, energy, where?
You know, that's part of boxing. Wrestling and getting in positioning. You know, it's the physical aspect of boxing in the inside.
But if you haven't trained to do that and you just want to stay outside, if that happens really quick, and that's what Buddy knows. Buddy is a seasoned former trainer of the year. He knows his stuff, and he knows that his pupils will wear down if he allows Альварез to get in close.
But Dre, your first hand is
not so dynamic.
To feint and keep countering early in this fight.
Mark Ramsey is another 175-pound titleist, and Artur Beterbiev.
Seems like they're looking for Kovalev to fade in the second half. They want to turn up the
wide looping right hand from Альварез.
Look like Kovalev learned something from Buddy. This is the old school move right there. Having that stick out for a little bit long, blinding him and coming right behind it with the straight right hand.
Kovalev, her first won WBO light heavyweight world title in 2013. Then had the signature moment against Bernard Hopkins. And then, of course, the first go-round with Andre Ward was November 2016, and then TKO'd by Ward in 2017.
See Alvarez coming out a lot more assertive in this third round. I'd like to see him pick a
jab, and I saw his knees buckle just a tad bit. Doesn't seem, look at his feet, Dre. You see the same thing I'm seeing? Jab.
And again, I think that has a lot to do with Alvarez being more assertive, standing his ground. And
you know what I mean? I'm telling him, don't let this guy get around.
Hey, you're strong, you can punch, but don't look for it. But it was never an issue. You know, we've talked about this before, that knockouts and victories, it covers a multitude of sins. People, trainers, assistants.
He got to be careful, because Alvarez can have a right hand waiting on him, setting a trap on him.
End of 3, a chance to hear what Mark Kriegel and Max Kellerman have to say. For that, we say hello to Kevin.
Indeed, Tess. Somewhere around the midway point in this fight, maybe the 7th, 8th, they're answered by Alvarez.
Tries to go around with the right uppercut again, then comes around the guard with the right hand to the side.
I agree, Tim. Big mistake from Alvarez by not throwing.
Necessarily true.
When you force it, Tim, you know.
Yeah.
Triples up that jab and then goes with the right hand.
I like that sneaky right hand on the ear of Alvarez.
Great job, to your point, Tim, of getting around the guard. Kovalev having a good finish here to round number 4. His best work so far.
Kovalev right there sliding a nice right hand over the top of Alvarez's jab. Now Alvarez is doing exactly what he needs to do, pushing the pace and going down to the body of Kovalev.
We got a lot out of checking in with Buddy McGirt. Now a chance to hear from the other side. Alvarez's trainer, Mark Ramsey.
I saw the referee come over and warn him. We saw more work. What's going on? What do you like?
Well, I want him to throw a couple of body shots, but...
Do you see that same rhythm coming here?
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you very much.
No.
Like a little backhand.
About a round ago, but the best targeted punch right now is that right hand to the left ear as he drives down again against Alvarez.
Yes, it is. It's a dangerous shot. Ooh. There's the right hand we were looking for.
Alvarez took a shot. Just missed. I like what Kovalev is doing right now. He's just touching Alvarez to the body, to the head. Straight shots, hooks, body shots, jab.
Outside with the jab.
Here it is. Kovalev coming forward. Anytime Kovalev lets his hands go and extend with those arms, guess what happens? Alvarez keeps those hands at home, and he comes around the guard with a beautiful right hand, a sharp right hand. A little bit. Yeah, smart instructions. I mean, you got a big, strong guy in front. The only punch that I see occasionally, there's the right hand that I see from Kovalev to the body is a straight.
There's a right hand that comes in, and then the uppercut. So now we see how will he react.
And Kovalev was hurt with that right hand, too.
He sure was.
He was buzzed.
Remember, it was round 7 the first go-round. Here we are, the early goings of round 6.
But I like the response of Kovalev. He's standing his ground. He's still being mindful and smart, but he got a
position now from the Colombian.
Fatigue is now set in. I see a little bit from a little bit too close.
Did a lot, you know, basically every time he's lost. But Alvarez has been breathing heavy too in between rounds. I've been watching that closely. Alvarez going to land.
Looks like there's just a touch.
He's waiting. He's patient.
Big right hand from Kovalev right there. Caught Alvarez coming in. That hurt Alvarez.
Yes,
Alvarez is hurt right now.
Yes, it did.
Good combination from Kovalev.
But Kovalev must be careful.
With a turn towards Kovalev. Right hand by Alvarez early in the round.
This is the right hand Alvarez is trying to land. He landed in the first fight, and he just landed it right there. Kovalev actually took it well.
Took it well.
You know, Kovalev putting those earmuffs on.
Did to his left hand when he sat him down.
From the power hand. Good body work right there. You can see right away.
Took him 7 rounds to do that. As you mentioned, you saw the reaction from Sergey Kovalev.
Let's take a peek at.
And all it takes is for Kovalev to make one mistake, and it can end all of a sudden, just like the first fight.
Funny because he was considered a good puncher.
Surprised a lot of people, but again, if you watched him, you could tell he had some pop behind his punches.
As he shows there.
There it is. Alvarez applying a little bit.
Another attempt to go to the body. Had a role to play in this rematch. Kovalev wanted to convince Alvarez that the first fight was a fluke.
Good jab.
Guy who, if he has work rate, is still going to be very impactful.
Quand tu vas dans les clinches avec lui, marche, je veux que tu viennes le porter dans les cordes.
This is exactly the shot that Alvarez wants here. It's the overhand right. You see Kovalev stepping in with the jab, and you see Alvarez shot in the first fight.
Listen,
I
don't speak French, but I know when a trainer is imploring his Alvarez.
Well, I've seen Ramsey
through that fight and then came out and scored the knockout in the 12th. Also from Colombia.
Kovalev is boxing good right now. You know he's in the zone when he starts to wave that right hand. He'll show you the right, but really shoot the left, just like he just did right there. That's how you know he's comfortable and he's confident.
He's confident right now.
And a little pop in his step as well. Boxing well, putting that combination together. Shooting off that jab, puts it downstairs, then comes upstairs.
Yeah. Fighters, we love what it's in everything we do, landing. And right now, that's the way Kovalev feels. Everything's landing. Every time he throws.
And I don't understand if you're Alvarez. He tried the right hand right there.
No.
There's the overhand right from Alvarez.
But again, it's a single shot, Joe.
Yep.
A single shot. It may or may not land, but it may not be enough to get it done tonight. My question to Alvarez is, if Kovalev is hitting you while swinging, it's been a long time coming for Alvarez. He's been a mandatory since 2015.
Was ducked.
Wasn't even technically his opportunity. He made the most of it. Why would you give it away like this?
In round number 9 out of Kovalev. Backs him up, does so with the jab. He's finding a very nice rhythm offensively here in round number 9. The way Buddy McGirt wants it to look.
Good, steady work.
Yes, don't look for the knockout. Don't worry about it. Touch him, work, be smart, be managed, and just enough boxing to take these rounds. Just keep touching him. It has worked.
Who looks like the fresher guy, Dre?
Kovalev. Once again,
it's all mental from here on out.
2 punches from Alvarez to the box.
Look at the CompuBox numbers. 625 punches thrown to 268. 176 landed to 86.
He got Kovalev's attention with that combination, but no follow-up from Alvarez. There's a whole lot of punishment in this fight. It may not look like he is.
Great scorecard for Kovalev.
This is what you see when a seasoned former fighter who's now a trainer brings old.
Give a lot of credit to Teddy Cruz, the strength. And now Sergey Kovalev here in the final minute of round 10 is adding to it.
Kovalev is stepping it up offensively, landing some good shots and staying out of harm's way. Boxing beautifully by anybody.
Well, will undoubtedly test him, but it will also provide very big and very attractive fights. Beterbiev, Bozdik, and Gilbert.
Buddy said Kovalev could win with it.
When we talk about somebody first becoming a champion in boxing, we always say you become 25% better. You become more confident. You become a better version of yourself. To this point, can he land that right hand that hit the jackpot back in summer?
I truly felt like Alvarez was going to be tougher as a hungry champion.
He started fading. He didn't have his legs underneath him. He couldn't take a punch. He's taking punches, numerous of hard right hands over the top to the chin, and took him well this time around. So he might have been overtrained. Rounds to Kovalev, telling him the right things.
Nice response with that double jab there after Alvarez threw the right hand.
Time and taking the play away from Alvarez, which I think has allowed him to box and allowed him to maintain control of this fight.
Another warning from the referee to Alvarez.
Je veux pas que tu lances comme ça, je veux que tu lances comme ça, avec le jab, le double jab et sur le côté. Il faut le faire encore et encore et encore et encore et encore. Juste, j'ai pas besoin d'autres punch, tu as compris? Le double jab, la boulette, le double jab, la boulette.
Avec les yeux ouverts.
Regarde ce que tu fais. Regarde ce que tu fais.
Says he's coming out rough. Let's see if Alvarez does. He has to know what he needs.
He's telling him to remain calm, so that way he can see what's coming. A lot of times guys don't remain calm.
Ref has been quiet this whole fight. I think he wanted to get in there and make some noise before the fight is over.
Full fight. It don't take 8 weeks, 12 weeks. It takes 6 weeks sometimes. But you have the experience, and that's what Kovalev has. He has experience to be able to go the distance and also to be able to fight as well as he's doing right now.
And sometimes that's the insecurity of a fighter. I know I've fell victim to that. Pushing and wanting to do another mile and do extra sparring rounds. And I needed my godfather and my coach, Virgil, to say, listen, son, you're fine. Hey, we just went 12 rounds yesterday. Take the day off. You need that. Kovalev has gotten that from Buddy McGirt as he's putting both hands on Alvarez right now. And again, Alvarez has no answer.
And not just around to stay calm, around where he's having success. He looks to take this thing in for a landing and regain the light heavyweight championship belt that he lost.
Kovalev, he's a heavy-handed puncher, so he doesn't have to throw hard. He just has to throw, and Alvarez will feel it.
Timing and punch placement, right? Right, Dre?
Beautiful punch placement. Good shot from Alvarez.
Right hand from Kovalev.
Go ahead. Kovalev right now is taking those right hands very well.
And these are the small, silent battles that we talk about. Kovalev has probably the thing that I'm most impressed with because that shows you internal fortitude.
Yes.
That's not a training camp thing. That's not a thing. And he's checked that box tonight.
Another right hand. Up on his toes, darting in and out, boxing beautifully, volume punching, utilizing the jab, scoring with the right hands. What a performance by the former champ.
Put an exclamation point on that performance.
You know, Buddy McGirt, I have an opportunity to work with him. I brought him in for a few days, and he said, Tim, I want to get you back doing what you used to do, letting your hands go, you know, being very active in the fight.
When there were so many doubts of all the distractions outside the ring, of everything that had been bubbled up and revealed of what happened this.
Judges at ringside, Levi Martinez and Jesse Reyes both scored the bout 116 to 112. Judge at ringside, Lisa Jampa, sees it at 120 to 108. All three in favor of the winner. Regaining his title, now the three-time WBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey Crusher Kovalev.
You know, Mark Kriegel made the point this. Teddy Cruz with the conditioning, excellent job with Buddy McGirt, training him and leading the way with the strategy. Stamina, he's